Do you ever wish you had a master AI knowledge base of all of your business? Basically a wiki that covered any operation procedure, any SOP, anything a team needed to know. It was just in that system so they could go ask questions and get answers and help them implement their job and improve the quality, improve the reliability, and just make their job a little bit easier. It's now possible with all these AI tools, and it's actually easier than ever. So the tool that I'm gonna use for this is GPT Trainer. I got this through AppSumo. I got a lifetime deal. Unfortunately, that's no longer there, but it's pretty affordable, and you can basically create your own custom GPT in GPT Trainer. The reason why I like GPT Trainer over any other chatbot that I've been using is I can build out full prompts in there and have more control over what's going on in the background versus some that are kind of preset and you can't make adjustments. But before we get into the actual bot building, we need to understand how to build that knowledge base, those SOPs, those standard operating procedures, what that means and how to implement them. So what I've done for our team, because we didn't want to go buy expensive document control systems that become very expensive, very clunky, hard to use, and get difficult to get people to adopt, we just stuck with Google Drive. We made a simple spreadsheet, as you can see here, with basically an ID number, the status of the document, what type of document, what department, the title, who owns that document, which is critical for making sure that things get updated, last updated, and then this is just all of that information to give you a master file name. We then went ahead and saved it all in one location. This links to our raw SOPs, which is just right here for me. And that's just all of our files in one location. And that way I can easily upload that to the chatbot. So it's important that it is in one location. The next step here is standardization. When you're talking about a knowledge base, basically the AI chatbot is going to read through all your documents as fast as it can and gather information. So you have to build that knowledge base in a certain way. So one of the things that I upload is this index to help it find where it's going. The next piece is creating templates. So we have a standard operating procedure template that basically has document name, document number, effective date, who owns it, revisions, a couple other things in here, and then basically revision details at the bottom, who signed off on it. That's more company policy than anything, but what's important here is clear language on what is covered. So an overview is actually very important for that chatbot to understand what's going on in this document. So when it goes to look for answers, it can go skim this and then use kind of the outline here to find details. So it's using those H tags. The other piece of that is we use daily operating procedures for our team. And it's the same thing. You'll notice that originally we didn't have this section here, but basically the AI couldn't pick up what was going on. It's all the information, but it didn't know who did it apply to, why were we doing it, what was the impact. And if you think about it, that's all critical information to give your team. Now, I know I just breezed over how to create SOPs and things like that. I have other videos on that, but I want to jump into how to build that knowledge base. So basically, again, this is just all of our documents. We have other types in here. We have, for instance, we have a sales knowledge base, so an FAQ. You can put in FAQs, you can put in checklist, anything that you have. If it's nice and organized like this, and we're just starting this process, so we'll end up having hundreds of documents, but that will help you build this knowledge base and make it easily updated. In GPT Trainer, it's really easy. You're just gonna make an account. I have an affiliate link I can put down below if you guys want to use that. And then when you log in, it's going to look like this. So basically we have a couple bots here. We have internal, external ones. We have the SOP one, but I'm just going to start from scratch. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to create from a template. I'm just going to call this test. And then I'm not going to go into too much detail because you guys can play around. The settings are pretty easy. So I don't want to make this a long video unnecessarily. Here is where you guys are going to make your selection on the pre-built templates. Now, the reason why I do a pre-built template is because then I can go in and modify and basically, obviously they've designed decent chatbots, that's the whole point. So what I did for our internal one was just a basic Q&A style because I don't need any of these other things. It's an internal tool. We're not trying to capture leads. So I'm just gonna click on this basic one. Again, we're just putting in basic stuff and continue. Here you can do some colors, you can add a logo, things like that. So this is where you're going to upload and train it. The way they built this, the UI is actually really easy. What I recommend is if you're doing something on your company and your website, you want to also train it on things on the internet. So we did our entire website. So you can add a single URL or you can have it scrape the entire website. So if I crawl the whole website, it takes a minute, but it's already working and it does work pretty fast. The nice thing about when it's external websites, it actually refreshes automatically. So I think that's a really cool feature that they've added in. So if you update a page, it'll eventually automatically get updated in the chatbot as well. The next thing is you can do site maps. That's more of a SEO thing. And then the raw files. So this is where you would literally just drag and drop in all those files. So the reason why I said it was so important to have them all in one location is I can download this from Google Drive as a zip, and then I can literally come in here and so it breaks off two ways to upload, either regular or Excel. So I'm just gonna do one here, and then I'll show you how to get it in the Excel after. So add sources. So it's training the bot. It'll take a minute or two. It's pretty quick though. I can proceed to the dashboard, and you'll see it's training. You can play with other settings in here, of course, but to include those Excel files, you just come in here and you'll put in a table. So, and you can upload all of these at the same time if you want, which again makes it really easy. The only downside to this is obviously it's not a live link to these files, but still really easy to do. We put a process in place for our team to update this monthly or anytime there's a major update. The next piece in here is setting up that AI agent. So remember at the beginning, we set up that Q&A style and it's preset. Basically what we're doing here is editing this details and these details as needed. So just out of the box, it works really well. It's gonna work for you guys. What I ended up doing is adding in a couple other steps. So we have basically every time at the end of a message, it says, hey, was this information accurate? Was information missing? Would you like to submit a ticket? And we made a Google form where they can submit a ticket from new or updated information. And that comes at the bottom of everything. And all you have to do is say, make sure at the end of every message to say this. And it'll just say that every single time. Here is the temperature. It's how creative you make this bot. For most companies, when it comes to SOPs and knowledge bases, you don't want it to be that creative. We have a chatbot that responds to people's sales questions where it's a little bit more creative because we want it to personalize based on who they're talking to. And this is where you're, again, just gonna build up that bot. At a very basic, you can just use what they gave you and start reading through it, making adjustments. Really easy, changing your contact email, stuff like that. And then you can have it do some functions as well. But then the other piece is coming into your settings and just playing with these settings, get them how you want. For a knowledge base, I like having it show the sources. So in-text citation, and then make sure to save. And there's a couple other settings here, just read through them. You can do a disclaimer. We have a disclaimer on ours, just saying that the knowledge base is updated, every X months. You can add users, you can preview it, you can deploy it. This is all the ways you can deploy it. We put it embedded on basically an FAQ page for our team. And that's really all you have to do, and now it works. So from there, you just need to test it. So I'll show you an example of what our chatbot looks like. So our team has to do a post-sale form. This is pulling from one of our FAQs. It's actually pulling from one of our SOPs for the sales team. But there you go, you can see that it populated all the information it needs to know. But what's really important for us is it's sourcing, it's saying where it got the information. So that's how I programmed it. And it'll give you live links to those documents, which is just critical for us because we need to make sure that if there's inaccuracies or people can go find more information, then all they have to do is click here and it'll download that file. And like I said, if they need to open a ticket, they can open a ticket to request updates or new information. This is gonna be critical as we try to grow this and scale. I really hope you guys like this information. I know it was really quick, but I just wanted to show you exactly how to create this AI chatbot so that you guys can start scaling your business and build internal wikis. Please follow, and I have below a free lead magnet, which is 10,000 business emails for you guys to scale your business through outreach. Appreciate it, have a good day.